even get to cross.
Good day guys, so today we are going to be looking at Paint.net. Now Paint.net is a photo editor, but it's also a painter. It could be used for photos. It's just all around kind of like a Swiss Army knife of tools. So what you first want to do is you want to go to its website, and if you type in Paint.net onto your Google search bar, you're going to be brought to a website to buy paint, and you don't want to do that. So you want to go up to www.getpaint.net. And you'll be brought to this web page, and you want to go up onto the fourth tab on the top and go to download. Then you want to go down here. You want to see where it says version, date, language, size, and download. And the little picture that has .pdn, which is the download host, you want to click on that. Okay, so when you download Paint.net, you're going to get this little icon on your desktop. It's a picture just with a paintbrush in front of it, and we're going to go into that now. Okay, so now we are in Paint.net, and as you can see there are three tabs here. There is the Tools tab, the Color tab, and the Layers tab. And today we are just going to be looking at the Layers and Color tabs, so it's going to be quite a short video. So we're first going to look at the Layers tab, and as you can see, once you open Paint.net, you'll see background with a little tick. That means you can see the background. If we untick it, you can see it's all dots because there's no picture, but we're going to put a white background on. Down at the bottom there is 7 different options. There is add new layer, so if we wanted to add the layer, it'll be automatically called layer 2 or layer 3 or whatever amount of layers you have. You can delete the layer. You can duplicate the layer so that there is 2 layer 2s, and it will also duplicate whatever is on layer 2. So now we can delete it by going down here. We can merge layers, so we can merge layer 2 and background to be the one. We can move a layer down, so layer 2 is on top. We can move it down so that whatever is in background will be on top. So as you can see, if we have layer 2 here and we go over to paintbrush and we draw just a quick smiley face, if we bring it down, you'll no longer see the smiley face because the white background is above it, and then we can bring it back up. So we're going to X that. And then the final tool here on the bottom of layers is properties. And as you can see, it is named background. But we can change it, so we can call it layer 1. And as you can see, when we press enter, it'll be called layer 1. There is whether or not it is visible, so whether or not you can see it. As you can see, it's quite the same as here. Blending mode is kind of like a color mode, so as you can see, because it is a white background, color will not be affected. And then the opacity is the transparency of it, so as you can see, if we bring it all the way down and then all the way up. So next what we're going to look at is the color wheel, and the color wheel is pretty standard in any photo editor. You can choose just your color by dragging it around. You can choose the preset colors, or you can go over here, and if you want a very specific color, you can enter in the numbers, or you can just slowly move it. And as you can see, when we move this bar across, this little circle will go around on the wheel. So if we move it, as you can see, it's going around, and it'll go between blue and pink. This will move it down to around between turquoise. So this is it's all sort of navigation. So if you move this over here, again, it'll be moved, and then you can move it down to the pink area, and then we can move it to the red area. Or if we want to, that's the red, green, blue, or the RGB, or we can go down to the HSV, which I'm not sure quite what it stands for, but it's pretty much the same, except it goes through all the colors on the first wheel. It goes a full 360 degrees around. Then this goes to the radius of the circle. So if you bring it down to the start, it's the very middle, and then the edge. And then this is the whether how bright or how dark it is. And then once again the opacity, which is how see-through it is. So if you don't want it, if you only want it slightly see-through. Then the final part of the color wheel is the secondary and primary. So if we bring it over here and set it to primary, we can go and select the paintbrush. So when I do this, it makes the primary secondary and secondary primary. So if we wanted to change the secondary, we could switch them, or we could just click on the color, and I think we're going to make this a blue. Now what I want to show you now is if we get the paintbrush and we right click, it uses the primary color, and if we left click, it uses the secondary color. So that's quite good if you just want to quickly just switch between two colors. You can just change, instead of having to constantly switch from red to blue, you can just left click and right click. So that is all for this tutorial. Make sure you check out the next episode, which I'll leave a link to it in the description below. And in the next episode, we will be looking at the Tools tab. So make sure you like, and if you can, subscribe. It would help out a lot.